Well, this is going to be a highly controversial video. Hey guys, my name is Kirsty and welcome to another video. So today I am going to be talking about all of the YA books that I didn't like. Just a little disclaimer before we get started, okay? These are my opinions, and just because I say that I don't like them, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, okay? Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and this is mine. So if I say that a book was problematic for me, you might have a different opinion. You might think that it was completely fine, and that's okay. That's just one person's point of view. People are allowed to have their own opinion, and that's okay. It's a good thing that people have their own opinion, because that means that, you know, we can have conversations about it and it's all good. The only reason I've put that disclaimer is because I don't want angry comments, I don't want the hate, I don't want people to get offended if I name a book that they love. Yeah, it sucks that we have to put disclaimers, but we have to, otherwise we get hate in the comments. So, okay, so the first book that I'm going to talk about is a controversial one. Let's start with a controversial one, and that is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. I read this book about 3 years ago, and at the time, well, for the past 7 years I have suffered with my depression and with my anxiety. I'll throw it out there, okay? I'm open about it. I don't really care who knows. I read this book, and once I finished it, I kind of sat down and I thought about the book and the kind of message that it was sending across, and I just thought it was such a negative representation because of what Hannah did. And I get the point that we need to be careful what we're saying to people because of the consequences that might have on them in the long term. I completely get that, okay? I understand that that's one of the things that people take away from this book. But you should be careful of how you speak to people anyway. A book shouldn't make you realise that you have to be nice to people. I thought that was just common sense, really. I thought the representation of suicide was awful. No, I gave this book a 1 because they don't do zeros. No, and then stupid me, I watched the TV show. God knows why. Thought it might make it a little bit better, and oh my god, it was just as bad. I have no words for how problematic that TV show was for me. Again, this is my opinion. Doesn't mean that everyone should think it was bad. That's just my opinion. The second book that I didn't dislike it. I thought it was okay, but there was so much hype surrounding it that it kind of let me down more than it would have done, and that's All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. Again, this is going to be a little controversial one. This is similar to the reasons of 13 Reasons Why. I thought that the mental health representation in this book wasn't as good as it could have been. There was so much potential for Jennifer Niven to really explore depression, and personally I don't think she did it very well. I know that loads of people on Goodreads have said that this book helped them through things and that this book was brilliant for them, and you know what, I'm really happy for you that this book helped you, and I'm really glad that you enjoyed it, because I'm jealous. I wish I loved this book, and I'm jealous of all the people who did love it and did give it 5 out of 5, but it just wasn't for me. And I did actually say in my last video that I want to give this a reread because I want to see if my point of view and my opinion has changed a few years later. The next one is one that I haven't actually heard a lot of talk about. I only brought this book because of the author, and that is The Lover's Dictionary by David Leviathan. This book is a love story told through dictionary definitions. I brought this book because of David Leviathan and because of the book that he worked on with John Green, which was Will Grayson. I really liked Will Grayson, so I decided to give this one a go, and it was awful. I read it last year over the summer. I was on holiday. I finished reading it, and I remember looking to my mum and I was like, I have no idea what I just read. Like, I could not tell you what happened in this book 3 seconds after finishing it. I didn't get it. I thought that the story was completely all over the place. I didn't even think there was a story. It was absolutely awful. I'm not even going to bother rereading it. To show you this book in this video, I had to get it off my charity bag pile that I have, outside my room, which is just all the books I'm just giving away because they're just not even worth me keeping. So that's that one. The next ones are ones that I'm sure won't surprise you because a lot of people have been getting rid of these. And I'm sorry to say, Veronica Roth, but your Allegiance series is going to the charity shop. The first one was okay. I'll give it that. The first one was okay. Then we got to the second one, and the storyline was just slowly fading away and getting even more terrible as the book carried on. And then we had Allegiant, and that just isn't worth mentioning because let's just pretend that it never happened. Those are going in the charity bag. Okay, I haven't heard that much about this book either, but it says on the blurb, for readers of John Green. I like John Green's books. The only one I don't like of John Green is The Abundance of Catherine's. And I think that's just because I don't like maths and I don't understand anything. So I didn't really get what the story was about. But this book that I am getting rid of, and again I've just took it off the charity bag pile, was Never Always Sometimes by A.D. Alced. I read this book last year for the monthly book club that I go to at my local Waterstones, and this, I don't even know what I can't even remember what it's about. It says, never date your best friend, always be original, sometimes rules are meant to be broken. Best friends Dave and Julia were determined to never be cliches, so they even wrote their own never list of everything they vowed they'd never ever do in high school. Then they decided to do everything on their never list. It was just cliche the whole way through it, and it was cheesy, and I didn't like the writing style. I thought the writing style was very basic. Nope. The next one is one that you're all going to hate me for. I wasn't even sure whether to put this book on this video or not because of the hate that I am going to get for this. And I'm actually very, very upset that I didn't like this book because I was waiting for it to come out for a very long time, and I read it and I was just disgusted. I was so disappointed. The words can't even cover it, to be honest. I mean, the beginning of the book was okay, and then it just went downhill from there, and that book is, again, I'm really sorry. History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I'm just waiting for the angry comments to come in and for me to be attacked. Okay, have you had enough angry feelings towards me now? Okay, good. So this book, I'm glad that it has gay representation. Okay, I'm glad that a book about two gay guys managed to get on the New York Times bestseller list. Okay, I am very happy about that, and I'm proud of Adam Silvera for creating books with diverse protagonists. You know, I'm all for that. But this book just didn't seem like great representation to me, and it's an Own Voices novel as well. So I'm not gay, so to be honest I can't really say whether the book has good representation or not, to be honest, but I can imagine it being very problematic because, you know, okay, spoiler alert ish, because I need to say this to describe why I don't like this book, but at the beginning it's all good. Okay, I understand why Griffin is really upset about losing his ex, and I get that. Okay, I completely understand. His ex is dead and he's mourning him, and that's okay. I get that. Then he meets his ex's current boyfriend of the time, Jackson, and then Jackson comes in, and then Griffin just starts using Jackson, and it's just a book about everybody using everybody else, and they have angry sex to get back. I don't even know. It's just pure anger the whole way through, and then people getting back at each other and people backstabbing each other, and then there's just weird romance that comes out of like nowhere at the end, and I'm just like, okay, where did that come from? There was no build up to it at all. I expected the representation to be positive and not about the two gay protagonists sleeping around with whoever they want, and because to be honest, I don't think that's a good representation. I'm very apprehensive about reading Adam Silvera's other book, They both die at the end because I just didn't like this one. I think I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Those 2 stars are just because of the beginning of the book. And then the next books are ones that I don't actually own anymore because I just got rid of them straight away because, yeah, there was just no point in me keeping them. The first one, Sad Girls by Langleaf. I don't even want to talk about this book. I have nothing to say other than the fact that it's probably one of the most problematic books that I have ever read. I thought it was just diabolical. I really did. I had such high expectations because on Tumblr you see all of these poems by Langleaf and everyone hyping about her so much, and then I read the Sad Girls novel and I just threw it away as soon as I'd finished it. Most problematic book that I've ever read, by far. I think it is damaging to mental health representation. I think it's damaging to female representation because all the females are, you know, described as bitchy and backstabbing and like thoughtless, self-absorbed, and I'm not all about that. Then we have a trilogy. I've read this trilogy twice and both times I absolutely hated it. So it is the Halo trilogy by Alexandra Adornetto. This is a book about angels and demons and hell and stuff like that. So the first book's Halo, the second book is Hades, and the third book is Heaven. This book, I gave Halo 2 out of 5. I gave Hades 3 out of 5 because it was set in hell. That's the only reason why I gave it 1 more star. And then I gave Heaven 2 out of 5. It was just so cheesy and wrong. Like, some of the parts in the book were just really disturbing, and I read them for the first time when I was about 13, 14. Didn't like them then. Reread them last year. Didn't like them then either. So straight in the charity box they went. Then we have The Art of Not Breathing by Sarah Alexander. Thank God I did not spend any money on this book. I got it from the library. It's a book about swimming and diving and stuff like that, and I absolutely love the water, so I thought that I would love this book. How stupid was I, really, to be honest? I mean, this book was just awful. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. I don't even remember what it was about. I just know that it was completely cheesy. The representation of eating disorders and mental health was disgusting. I thought it was absolutely awful. Something like that should just never have been okayed by an editor and a publisher. And yeah, I do not recommend this book at all. Penultimate book on my list is The Flight of a Starling by Lisa Heathfield. I'm quite sad that I didn't like this book because I read Paper Butterflies by Lisa Heathfield. I read Flight of a Starling after I read Paper Butterflies, and if you are a regular watcher of my channel, you'll know that I do not like carnival circus themed books. I have tried loads of circus and carnival themed books, but I just can't seem to like them, I guess. I mean, I read Carnivalesque by Neil Jordan, hated that. I didn't really understand what the hell was going on half the time. Flight of a Starling, I just remember thinking at the time, what is this? I don't know what's happening. It's a shame because Paper Butterflies was such a good book, so I really wanted to enjoy Flight of a Starling, and I just really didn't. I just thought the characters were flat, I couldn't connect with them, I thought the storyline was cardboard, and the only bit that really did it for me was the very ending, because that's when the story picked up. The next book is one that was sent to me, and that is All the Ways the World Can End by Abby Sher. I thought that the storyline was absolutely awful. It didn't have any kind of moving plot at all. They had no redeeming qualities. It took me a month to read this book, and it's a 300-page contemporary. I mean, contemporaries I read like that, but this took me a month, and that just shows you that I didn't like it because it took me ages to read. I really did want to just DNF it at about 15%. So that is it for the list of YA books that I really didn't like. I am actually jealous if you loved all of these books or any of these books, because I wish I could love these books and appreciate how much time went into them. I wish I could, but I just can't. So do you agree with me on any of these books? Do you disagree with me on any of these books? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think. Again, please, no hate. I can't be dealing with any negative, hurtful comments. So yeah, if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you've got any comments or questions, let me know in the comments box below. And I do post videos Mondays, Tuesdays and Fridays, so if you want a notification for when a new video goes up, just click on the bell icon below, after you've subscribed, of course. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!